So I want to talk about this real quick before I get ready to go. But I want to talk about how the spiritual system and spiritual justice is better than a system where you have to constantly do investigations. And sometimes you have people that just don't want to act on anything when they're in a position to maybe stop some wrongdoings. Maybe they don't do anything, they don't get on it, stuff like that, right? Because no matter what positions people are in, whether they're a judge, whether they're in charge of Medicare investigation or whatever, Social Security benefits, or whatever it is, social work, sometimes they could be in cahoots with people who are criminals, with top people, politicians or whoever who are criminals. And then you have some other ones in those positions that try to do the right thing, but a lot of times those kind of people are outnumbered. So that's not going to work anymore. Because yeah, you got like same thing with police, same thing with other folks. You do have some people in those positions that try to do right, but they are just so far outnumbered by the wickedness. They kind of don't even matter. They kind of, just like with me right here with this facility. I can't be sticking in no egotistical type of world that's run by narcissism, and then run by division, even though division doesn't even fucking exist. You're not getting justice in that kind of world. It's not going to happen. That kind of world is ruled by wickedness. You're not going to get justice like that. Okay. You have certain people that are chosen, however they're chosen, that's going to get away with whatever they want and get whatever they want. And that's just how it is. It's not going to be any judgment for them in that kind of system. So, the spiritual system, and the spiritual justice system, there's not going to be any needing of proof, physical proof. Spiritual system ain't thinking about no physical shit, okay? Where's your proof? Oh no, the spirit saw it. They don't give a fuck about no physical proof. See, that's the shit that you did in the physical world where you covered your shit up good, and so people couldn't get proof on you. Although I don't know why folks can't find no proof, because guess what? Nothing is hidden. Let me tell you something, in this fucking egotistical world. Everything is, you know how they say it's no privacy? Even your TV is recording you when it's off. Your phone is looking at you when it's turned off. Your tablet, your computer is looking at you when it's turned off. Nothing. And then you know how many satellites there are? Do you know how much is watching you? Do you know how much is watching you? So nothing is really hidden. If motherfuckers, even in this fucking egotistical world, or consciousness, let me say, consciousness. I don't want to call it a world like it's something physical, like you got to go to another planet or something. In this egotistical type of consciousness. Okay? Still, nothing is hidden. No matter how much people try to hide, nothing is hidden. Okay? So, the fact that you got to take all kinds of months for investigation is bullshit. And I'm not saying people are not really investigating. I'm just calling it bullshit. You need some physical proof. Somebody done did something. Like, let me say, for example, just any old example. Say YouTube stuff, whatever. Somebody could have done something to your page, right? Or whatever. That's happened. I've seen that happen with people who try to grow their pages and somebody want to sabotage them, right? And you can say to the person might be a popular person that you know they sabotage you because they don't want you to outshine them for whatever reason. And you can say, man, I know it was them. And then you try to get other people to see it. But other people are kind of gone. They're kind of dead anyway, so they want to go on the popular person's side because they're dead and gone anyway. A lot of people, they have a hive mind. They don't have that individual type of thought where they, you can say you think, critically. I mean, you can say, yeah, they don't have critical thinking, but it's not about critical thinking. These people have a hive mind where they don't feel safe being on their own. To me, in those kind of cases, sometimes those people can't think critically. It's all about a fear of being alone or something. It's like they can't be away from the pack, right? They have to have a hive mind because they don't want to be away from the wolf pack. Like, they don't want to be away from the wolf pack. But so then you have this popular person that fuck with somebody else's channel that's less popular than they are. Oh, by the way, that's what the supervisor did. Everybody knows her, nobody knows me. That's a popular person again, right? So they get away with what they do because of their reputation. They know people. They do shit, but nobody finds out about them, right? And then you got to go find, well, where's your proof? You don't have any proof that I did it. You just know they did it. You don't have the proof. You put all the pieces together that they did it. You see all the evidence, everything pointing to them that they might did it. But now you need something written down, some kind of paper. You need some more evidence. The spiritual system don't go on that bullshit right there. The spiritual system does not operate on that bullshit right there. The spiritual system don't give a damn about no physical damn evidence because it don't operate on physical. And it does not operate on individual and being separated. I mean, yeah, people are like have their, I guess, identities and stuff like that. So if you do something, you're going to be recognized as the one that did it. But at the same time, it's still not seeing you as separate from everybody else. Everything is one. Basically, everything is one. You know. But anyway, yeah. I'm just saying, for me, the spiritual system is just going to work best for people like me. Okay? And you wouldn't want the egotistical world to be on your side too much anyway, because the people that's been getting away with they shit for so long in that kind of world, once that world passes away, they're going to pass away along with it. They're not going to survive. And I don't know where they're going. They're just not going to exist anymore. They're going to be deleted. Their soul will be deleted. Everything about them will be deleted. And when I say deleted, I'm talking about deleted in the supercomputer, in the system. I mean, because it is, people say a holographic world. I know it's a virtual reality. Okay, but those people, entities, or whatever, they're not going to anymore exist at all. There's nothing about them that's ever going to exist again. So maybe it was good that I did not get what I want in that kind of world, because you keep getting what you want in that kind of world, there's no incentive to change. And then when that world passes away, it's going to be too late to try to change. Okay? And you're just not going to, I mean, literally, you're just not going to exist anymore. Like that, it's going to just go away. It's not going to be anymore. Like, it's not like, oh, it's going to be a separation. Like, yeah, maybe for a couple of years to maybe get some other people to get their stuff together before everything is fucking gone for good. But it's not going to exist much longer, okay? And the people who are trapped, I know what that's like. They're not going to be forgotten. That's what the spiritual system is all about. Motherfuckers trying to trap people and trap their souls as kids or whatever and fuck them up, and they're adults and they all fucked up and people don't know what's going on with them. They all messed up in the head. They got mental problems. Oh, the spiritual world sees that they were done wrong at a young age. They're not forgotten. They're not forgotten. They're not going to fucking disappear because somebody else, like their mother or their brother or somebody else in the fucking organization decide to do some fucking rituals to sell them out or take their fucking energy so they can have all kinds of riches. I experienced that as a little girl. And you think you're not going to make it or whatever because somebody else decided, and they can't do it. That stuff is real. Especially when they've been doing stuff since you were a little baby. And you come up, you about 40 years old, you are so fucked because they've been doing it for about good 30-something years of your life. And now you're at the point where your ego is completely made up and your reality is completely made up of everything they have done to you. None of your personality is none of you created your ego or your reality. Everything has been created by other people who want to do rituals on you since you were a little baby. That has been my fucking life. And I had this worry about, oh, I'm not going to make it because of what they decided to do. No, that's not how the spiritual world sees shit. That's not how the spiritual world is going to fucking see shit. They're going to see what the hell they did. That's that fucking egotistical world to see shit like that. That's the false matrix to see shit like that. That's not the real organic consciousness. The real organic consciousness and organic and divine intelligence is going to see the motherfuckers who's innocent or who's been wrongly done, whether it's however it's been done. And they mess up in the head and they look like they just lost cause. But it's because what's been done for them has been done for so many fucking years. It takes layers to take off them motherfuckers. And I got that kind of fucking experience with it because of what I dealt with. This stuff is real, what they do in this esoteric world. It's not a joke. I hate it when people tell me that stuff doesn't exist. I hate it. It makes me want to say, you know what? When they want to call somebody a fucking liar and you tell me my experience ain't real because of what you believe. You tell me none of this happened to me because of your belief. All this shit needs to come on you. How dare you? Your mind, your conscious awareness is not expansive enough to tell me my experience never happened. Your conscious awareness is not expansive enough to tell me my experience never fucking happened. See, if I said I was raped as a little girl and I had all this kind of stuff, that's easy to believe. You know why? Because that's physical stuff. People can physically see it. That's why it's easy to believe. If I say I was married and I was going through domestic violence or whatever, that's easy to believe. You know why? Because that's the physical bullshit that people can see and touch. But when I say as a little girl, I had family that was probably an Eastern Star and Freemason, and nothing against other people who are Freemasons and Eastern Stars. I'm not saying all of you guys do this kind of shit. I'm saying what happened to me. So when I say that I had family members who were Eastern Stars and Freemasons who was trying to crawl up in rank, you don't have to be celebrities to do stuff like that, by the way. You don't have to be a celebrity to do that, to sacrifice somebody else. Because there's a lot of people that's high in rank that nobody really knows their name like that. People don't want to always be famous, okay? It's a lot of Freemasons and Eastern Stars that don't always want to be famous, but they definitely want to be successful still. They definitely want money still, but they don't want to be famous where everybody know their name. And they high in rank. And how do you get high in rank? Something has to be sacrificed. And my family members were definitely high in rank. Okay, and what they had to do, continually sacrifice me since I was a little girl. To the point where now I'm doing everything to undo it. But see, the thing is, it's not just what they did now. It's everything because I was a little girl and unaware, they completely created a reality where that shit keeps coming to me from other people that's involved in that organization. I keep having this problem with people involved. That's why I can't associate with them, because I keep seeming to have this problem. I attract that shit because of a reality that was already created for me, and now I'm doing everything to undo that reality. But in order to undo it, I gotta stay the fuck away from people, because people gonna, you can't keep working on yourself and being around some low down ass people that want to keep fucking with you. Because you already wounded. It's not about protect. Yeah, you can protect yourself, but you're still kind of wounded. You can't be around folks that want to fuck with you. Okay, maybe that's why actually the spirits did this to have me take a break from the fucking people, for fucking human beings. I don't think they're human. I'm gonna stop saying that because I don't think people are people. I don't think people are human. I don't think people are real. I mean, yeah, a lot of us are holograms, but a lot of people are just really fucking fake for real. Like they're not. It's nothing organic about them. They didn't come from anything organic. So yeah, we're holograms. But some of us come from a more organic consciousness, and some of them are just really just fake. And a lot of them are really fucking fake. Not real at all. But that's all I was going to say. I was going to start this at, under the spiritual system, it ain't no fucking evidence that you fucking need. You don't need to provide no fucking physical evidence. People do shit, they hide their hand, and then when you accuse them, you say, I know it was you. I know it was you. All things upon you. Oh, prove it. But you can't prove it. See how people fucking do? because they feel like they were unseen, but really, even in the egotistical world, like I said earlier, they're still not unseen. There are satellites everywhere. Their phone, even if it's cut on the off position, is still looking at them. Everything is watching them. They still didn't hide, but guess what? Nobody's going to take the time to go through that kind of stuff to make sure these folks are guilty. See, that's why I don't like this lack of privacy, because in the spiritual world, there's no privacy at all. Let me just say that. When you get higher in frequency like that and higher in dimensions and consciousness, let me just say there's no hiding. There's no secrets. So there is no privacy. So yet in this egotistical world, they want to talk about no privacy, but they're doing it in their own egotistical way. Because when you get in the spiritual realm and more high up in frequency in the spiritual type of world, in a life, there's no fucking privacy. You can't hide shit. So yeah, and it should be. In this egotistical world, it's the same way. Nothing is fucking hidden. Mr. Gregory, Dick Gregory, I'm about to call him doctor. He probably is a doctor in his own way though. But Dick Gregory, I remember him talking to somebody. You know, people like to interview him, and he said, somebody was asking him about how some people do these crimes and they never get caught. And Dick Gregory said, you know what? Because Dick Gregory has a lot of connections and he knows a lot of people, or he knew a lot of people. He said, you know what? He was standing out somewhere. I think he was somewhere in New York. And somebody from, I think he said Russia. I could have it wrong, but somewhere outside the United States. And I think it might have been Russia or Germany. One of those called him, and they said that they knew exactly where he was. They were looking dead at him. And he was in New York City. They called him and they said they knew exactly where he was. And they were either in Russia or Germany, one of those. Because they fucking saw him through the fucking satellite. Okay? You can't hide. But the problem with this egotistical world is that they are not using that kind of stuff, all that surveillance, for righteousness. And that's why the egotistical world need to go. If all that surveillance and all that fucking stuff they doing, if they use it for righteousness, maybe that'll be a little different. You use it and you see people, these criminals, and what the fuck they do. And you ain't got to search for all this fucking evidence, because all these fucking cameras and surveillance around, even on Google, like, nothing is fucking hidden. So with all this fucking surveillance you got, nothing should be hidden. If somebody steal your car, they should be found right away. They should be found right away, because it's too much fucking surveillance around here for anything to be hidden. They would automatically be seen taking your fucking car. Somebody breaking your house. Somebody steal something. Even with this insurance fraud I was saying about this person. I suspect why they want to get rid of me, because they felt like I knew something. Okay, so they don't want to get caught because they feel like I knew something and they wanted to get rid of me. Get me off the property, so I won't tell anybody. Get me off the property is only going to give me fucking time to keep doing fucking research. So, anyway. Yeah, so that's just it. The spiritual system, it needs to be a spiritual system. Both sides got surveillance. Spiritual system see everything, though. The doggone, this egotistical surveillance that all these people have, just looking at people, is still not sophisticated as the divine intelligence. It's still not as good as the spiritual system. It's still not as accurate as the spiritual system. The spiritual system is more perfect. Okay, it's more perfect. Their system, even though they can see everything, they got satellites, everything, they got this, what they call the all-seeing eye, it's still not perfect, right? But it's enough to catch a whole lot of fucking crimes, though. But once again, it's not used in righteousness. It's used for somebody else's own, whatever they want to do, and it's not for helping people, okay? So anyway, yeah, that's it, in the spiritual system, ain't no fucking such thing as so fucking physical evidence, and people keep getting away with their bullshit until somebody's found guilty, until some witnesses want to speak up. Oh, where were the witnesses? So they got this no snitch shit. So your son was shot or your daughter was shot, something, a little drive-by shooting or whatever that happened, and then you got people in the neighborhood that don't want to snitch. So guess what? The person get to get away. No, that don't work in the fucking spiritual system. Fuck that. You don't want to speak up. The spirit saw everything. That shit is no longer gonna fucking happen. Because nobody want to snitch. The motherfuckers keep getting away with killing kids or killing whoever. Right? But anyway, yeah, that's it. Now I'll talk later.